Friends, welcome to the holistic lifestyle session today. So, part of holistic lifestyle will be trying to understand what is the importance of D vitamin, what is the importance of B12 vitamin. Okay, so these are two important things in everybody's life. Some or other way, many of the people are suffering the lack of D vitamin, lack of B12. That means the deficiency of D vitamin, deficiency of B12 vitamin. So always try to understand. So many of us having the misconception that the vitamin D is available directly from the sun. Okay, so which we try to understand. So always the vitamin D is available when you when you just export to the sun energy. Okay, solar energy. So friends, try to understand. So whenever you go under sun, you will receive the solar energy at the solar. That means sun energy you will receive your physical body. Okay, but it doesn't give any D vitamin directly to the body. What it does is once the sun energy is received by your physical body, so it will convert its cholesterol within the physical body into the D vitamin. This is a fact. Okay, so many of us might have not got this particular information. Please note that the cholesterol within your physical body is converted to D vitamin only when you receive the solar energy from the sun. That is sun energy. So whenever you receive, so this happens. So and also the any vitamin deficiency. So especially when you are taking all these tablets or the kind of injections, all these things, so they are not at all good. So they are not necessary. First of all, they are not good also. The reason is they have other chemicals added in that. Okay, so that will be disturbing your like it will cause a lot of immune deficiency. Your immunity will get down, and also your so-called the good bacteria inside the gut, it also will be diminishing. That means it will reduce. So all the problems will come. So a lot of side effects will be there. Okay, so that is why always try to take a see if you eat natural food. Whenever you eat natural food, so what will happen, friends? Whenever you eat natural food, all the vitamins and whatever the vitamins and proteins, whatever it may be, your body will absorb in a very easy way. It means natural food. From natural food, whenever you eat, all the protein and vitamins and all minerals, everything will be absorbed by the body easily. This is what you need to remember. Any kind of a non-vegetarian food, if something you take, what will happen? Many of the this the so-called protein, all these things which are not fully digestible. The animal protein itself is not fully digestible. So it becomes a lot of wastage in the physical body that slowly turns into the something called the so-called death and dead cells and all. So then it leads to cancer and all these different this thing. Okay, inside fibroids, all this starts happening. So that is why we have to be careful about the food what we take. Okay, now when you understand the D vitamin, so the fact is your sun energy what you receive, it will convert your cholesterol in the body into the D vitamin. It's number one. Now, what are the method to receive this sun energy, so-called the D vitamin? How to improve the D vitamin in the physical body? The first method, of course. So what you do is, so a male can do one thing. He can apply the coconut oil or sesame oil throughout the physical body. He can apply, and he can go and sit, in the sun. Maybe in the morning sun is better, 7 to 9, or otherwise evening 4 to 6. So in this time, what you are supposed to do, you go and sit under the sun. Okay, so then what will happen? Your body will receive the sun energy. Then, so very like in a appropriate way, it will convert your the so-called cholesterol into D vitamin, and that's how your D vitamin deficiency will be fully taken care, my dear friends. You don't need to worry, right? Just the exposure of 20 to 30 minutes. So for the ladies, what they can do, they can apply the oil on the face, on the so-called the hands and the legs. So all this they can do. So by doing that, they also can go to the exposure of sun, get the energy. Then finally, that D vitamin will be produced by their body, by body itself, my dear friends. So this is how it works. Okay, this is the first method through which you will be sufficient with the D vitamin. You will not get much scarcity. Okay, if at all some other people like who are the software engineers and all, right? So they work mostly in the environment of air condition, my dear friends. So for those people who are really the deep scarcity or more scarcity of D vitamin exist for them. So because they are working in the air conditioned rooms, software people, software engineers. So for them, the second method is much helpful, my dear friends. The first method is for a less deficiency. The second method, what we are discussing now, it is for the higher deficiency or more deficiency, the deep deficiency. So this can be applied. What is that exactly? Eating the fistful of mushrooms dried by sunlight. That means you take a fistful of mushrooms, which are of course the the fresh ones also, but you have to dry in the sunlight. So maybe on the top terrace of your house, just dry with the sun. So with the sun, they have to become dry completely. Once they are dried, what you do, you just take them again and soak in the water. Soak in the water throughout the night. So when you soak like that, friends, first of all, when you dry the these mushrooms under the sun, what happens is in mushroom there is something called one chemical is there. That's called ergosterol. That a chemical is there. So the moment you dry under the sun, these mushrooms, what happen? The ergosterol will be converted to D vitamin. So that's the natural process. It happens. Okay. So now in the mushrooms, the ergosterol chemical is get converted into D vitamin. So under the sun energy. So these same mushrooms will be taken and soaked throughout the night. Okay, with that water, the water should not be the throwaway water. With the water that with the these mushrooms together, we make a sabji, one curry. Okay, nice curry along with roti, bajra roti, or the ragi mudda. So like that, you make it along with that you eat. Okay, then you will be conveyed with the highest amount of D vitamin to your body. You don't need to feel any scarcity anymore. Even the people, software people who are working in the inside the four walls and lot of the coldness, the air conditioning and all, they'll be working. So no question of exposure to the sun energy. So that's why, friends. So maybe we are so sophisticated and highly paid jobs, but they're completely against to the nature. I do not know what kind of buildings, why they are making like that. Okay, they are not able to identify. Maybe it is convenient for them, I think so, for their jobs to be achieved, the kind of employees to work on all these things. So otherwise, it may be a modern architecture which they are proposing like this, but ultimately they have to find the way in order to get the sun energy into the building, and also the proper wind has to come inside, isn't it? So all these are very essential components, essential things for the primitive, the actual life, my dear friends. So for our life, the healthy life, these are two essential things. One is sunlight, other one is wind. So that means air has to come properly. So these two things they are cutting off. In all software companies, if you go, so nicely designed, and inside you go completely AC, air conditioning. Like if you go into the cinema theater, how it will be similar to that. So definitely is going to give lot of complications, my dear friends. So they become by 40 or 45, they become useless, right? They become useless because so they have no chance of going to sun itself. So they have no chance of getting a pure air from outside. All 24/7. So in that, at least 15 hours, 16 hours they work in this environment. You can imagine by 35, 40, what they become. They become diabetic, they become high blood pressure, they become so many other deficiencies. So the doctors are ready with the so-called insurance. So they are ready to cut off your insurance and all. They are going to be happy anyway, right? Because you are going to pay them. Friends, so this is very necessary for people like software people. So on this, so second method is very good. Okay. Now this is about D vitamin. Now come to the understanding of B12 vitamin. So how do you take care of this B12 deficiency? First of all, need to understand, my dear friends. So B12 vitamin, you are not going to supply anything from outside. As I discussed now, the D vitamin, which also get prepared in the physical body, the D vitamin also, right? Same time, B12 vitamin will be supplied by few items from outside. For example, many of the people are confused that the B12 vitamin is sufficiently or more available in the meat or non-vegetarian food. That is the misconception. Okay, try to understand. That's a misconception. Any animal protein you take, which will not be digestible in the physical body, which is going to give a lot of wastage. So that tends to a lot of other problems as we discussed already. So non-vegetarian, you don't need to depend. Now, the other thing is, so how to get this B12 vitamin? The first and foremost requirement is you must have the good bacteria within your gut. That is gut bacteria. So the gut bacteria, if you maintain properly, then what happens? The same bacteria, what it does is it produces the B12 vitamin. If you have good sufficient bacteria within your stomach, then that is going to generate the B12 vitamin, not that you are going to supply from the outside. Of course, so the when you find deficiency, you go to doctor, then he'll give injections, all B12 injections and all. Definitely, it is going to be dangerous, my dear friends. Instead of that, use the natural methods what we are discussing today. Now, to increase, so that means that your main intention or your aim is to have more amount of positive bacteria within your gut. For that, what are the different natural lifestyle we need to lead? So we need to understand that one. In order to maintain the good bacteria, what we should do? We should eat fermented foods. Okay. So the fermented foods, if you take, fermented foods means what? With the millets, for example, with the millets, you make a, one like a idli or dosha, that, that powder if you make, and then with the millets, you made it, right? Then over the night, that will be soaked. So what will happen? It becomes a fermented food by the day morning, which is that for idli, for dosha, this kind of powder. So throughout the night it will be there. Next day it is a fermented. So that you take. From that you will get a sufficient amount of B12. So not only that, this especially millets. All the millets, 5 millets are there. Powder millet, brown top millet, little millet, polyboxyl millet, subaniad millet. These 5 millets are there. So these 5 millets have rich amount of nutrient, especially B12. So that also will supply. If you are just eating so once, twice in a week or whatever, right? So do that. Please do that. So at the same time, friends, in order to maintain the positive bacteria more, right? What we should do is we should keep drinking buttermilk. Not only one is fermented foods, second one is buttermilk. Buttermilk in the morning 2 glasses, afternoon 2 glasses, evening 2 glasses. After 5, don't drink the buttermilk or curd. Nothing required after 5. Otherwise, it will increase your kapha tattva. Okay, friends. So like this, what happens? We must do one thing is, so we must drink the buttermilk properly along with the fermented foods. Then B12 vitamin B, obviously urine positive bacteria exist widely, and in more quantity the positive bacteria will make this B12 vitamin sufficiently to the physical body. You don't need to supply from outside at all. So this is about B12 vitamin, my dear friends. Okay, so these are the simple 2 solutions. Okay, we proposed in for D vitamin and as well as from B12 vitamin. Okay,